The steps, steeped in blood. John Wick dragged himself up, his body a tapestry of pain. He'd fought his way through the High Table's assassins, reached the Sacre-Cœur, faced his fate. He looked at the rising sun, golden light, a promise he wouldn't live to see. Winston stood there, gun in hand, a single gunshot echoed. John stumbled. He looked down at the growing stain on his white shirt. He collapsed. The world blurred, fading, gone. He was adrift in nothingness, empty, silent. Then a tug, a pull. He was falling. He landed with a thud, not on clouds or pearly gates, but on cobblestones, slick with something that smelled like sin. He sat up, disoriented. The sky above was a swirling vortex of red and black. Buildings twisted into the sky, grotesque and menacing. Demons and creatures out of nightmares swaggered through the streets. John, the man who had seen too much, was truly terrified for the first time. Where in the devil's playground was he? A guttural laugh startled him. A hulking beast, all muscle and fangs, loomed over him. It spoke in a language that sounded like grinding bones. John understood one thing. He wasn't in Kansas anymore. He had killed for a new life. Now, it seemed, death had given him a whole new hell. He found himself dragged, more or less politely, into a ramshackle building. The sign above it read, IEP, Immediate Murder Professionals. Inside, chaos reigned. A flamboyant demon with white hair argued with a smaller, nervous-looking imp. On a couch slouched a hellhound, bored, scrolling through a phone. John, master assassin, felt utterly out of his depth. The white-haired demon, Blitzo, as he learned, explained their business. They were assassins of a sort, taking out targets in the human world. John, with his particular set of skills, found himself strangely intrigued. Maybe, just maybe, this hellish landscape held a sliver of opportunity. He was John Wick. He adapted. He survived. He would find his purpose, even in hell. Luna. The hellhound was a creature of contradictions, all sharp angles and dark fur, but with eyes that held a surprising depth. She regarded him with a jaded boredom that John found strangely reassuring. She was the first one he managed to hold a conversation with. Her words were clipped, cynical, but there was a sharp intelligence behind them. He learned about hell, its hierarchy, its rules, or rather, its lack of them. He saw a kindred spirit in her, both trapped in a world they didn't choose, both carrying the weight of a violent past. He wasn't sure if he could call it friendship, not yet, but it was a start. In the echoing emptiness of his afterlife, Luna's presence was a flicker of something almost like comfort. Section 5. Adjusting to the absurd John Wick Hellhound Wrangler, life, or rather death in hell, was a constant barrage of the bizarre. He trained with Millie, a bubbly demon with a surprising knack for knives. He learned to dodge the more enthusiastic advances of Blitzo. He even found himself mediating arguments between Luna and her adoptive father. It was absurd, ridiculous, and nothing like the life he had envisioned. Yet he found a strange rhythm to it. He was good at what he did. His skills, honed in the crucible of his past life, translated surprisingly well to hell's chaotic battles. He became the IMP's secret weapon, the quiet professional, always ready to clean up their messes. The Baba Yaga, they called him, a whisper of fear and respect. He might be in hell, but John Wick was still a legend. Section 6. The mark on his head, when the past follows you to hell. Just when he thought he might carve a place for himself, the past reared its ugly head. A ripple through hell's layers, whispers of a bounty. His past sins, it seemed, had followed him to damnation. The High Table's reach knew no bounds. Assassins, demons he'd crossed in a previous life, all converged on his location. He was trapped, the IMP building his new Alamo. They came at him, wave after wave of enemies. He fought with the fury of a man possessed, every bullet a prayer, every kill a step closer to peace. Luna fought beside him, her ferocity a mirror to his own. He wouldn't go down without a fight. He would protect his new family. Hell might have been his prison, but he would die free. Section 7. Redemption's price. One last bullet for peace. The battle raged. Demons fell, their blood staining the ground an even deeper shade of crimson. John, wounded but unbroken, stood amongst the carnage. He looked at the leader of the assassins, a face from his past. "It ends here, Wick," the demon snarled. "Your life, your soul, everything belongs to the table." John simply reloaded his gun. "I died for my freedom once," he said, his voice flat, emotionless. "I won't be owned, not in life, not in death." He raised his gun, one bullet left, one shot for peace, one final act of defiance. He squeezed the trigger. The gunshot echoed through the shattered streets of hell, a sound that spoke of finality, of freedom. The demon fell, and with him the weight of John's past. He had found his peace, even in the heart of darkness. Section 8. Finding family in the Inferno, John's new pack. He awoke to the smell of burnt pancakes and the sound of Blitzo arguing with a toaster. He was battered, bruised, but alive. Luna sat beside him, her fur singed but her eyes watchful. She offered him a grudging nod. "You did good, Baba Yaga," she said. He had found acceptance in the most unlikely of places. With a dysfunctional family of demons and hellhounds, they were his responsibility now, and in a strange way, they were his salvation. He helped Blitzo with his schemes, trained with Millie, and even managed to teach Luna some new tricks. He was still John Wick, the Baba Yaga, but he was also something more. He was a protector, a friend, a part of something bigger than himself. Hell might have been his destination, but it didn't have to be his end. Section 9. The Baba Yaga's Legacy, whispered in the fires of hell. Years passed, or maybe it was decades. Time flowed differently in hell. John Wick, the man who had once sought only peace, had become a legend in the underworld. The Baba Yaga, they called him. But this time the name was spoken with respect, with awe. He trained a new generation of hellhounds, teaching them control, discipline, and the importance of family. He fought beside his friends, protecting the innocent, righting wrongs, finding a purpose in the chaos. He had found his peace. Not the quiet serenity he once craved, but a different kind of tranquility. The peace that came from acceptance, from purpose, from belonging. He was home, in the most unexpected of places. The Baba Yaga, the man who cheated death, had found redemption in the heart of hell. His story, a whisper in the wind, a legend told and retold in the fires of the underworld. For even in damnation, hope, like a flickering flame, could still find a way.